So, I want to talk today in this call about that internal voice that is self defeating. I'm really glad that you reached out. And when you say internal self defeat, I want you to know that it is a voice that's within you that wants you to feel in doubt. Okay. And when you feel in doubt, you do less positivity, you're less successful. And it seems to me like self sabotage is a part of this internal voice. And this internal voice sometimes can shut you down before you even get started. So for me, I use the example of parenting. The self doubt in the voice of internal conflict is when you see your children going a certain way and you didn't want them to go that way, but they do anyway. And then you have to face that voice. It's not even about what what the young adults do. It's not about what the children do. It's about what you feel about what is being done. That is where the tragedy occurs. And this is where self conflict and self doubt starts to emulate, and it starts to show in your personality. It starts to show in your character. Then the next thing you want to do is blame yourself and beat yourself up for something that you yourself want to believe that you've been successful at. Well, I believe there are triggers that happens in the mindset that just holds people accountable and keeps them in a position of inferiority. That complex that says, oh, you're not good enough. You shouldn't talk about success. Look at you and look at where you're at and look at what you have and look at what has happened in your life and look at all the failures that have come from what you've experienced. And that right there, in that particular moment, is when you start to tell yourself, but I'm not that mistake. I'm not that person that was back there that didn't know any better. I'm older, I'm wiser, I'm smarter, I'm more intelligent. And the very things that used to trigger me no longer has the power to do so. When you sit back and you think about what it takes to be a success, that voice should tell you something positive. That voice should empower you. It should tell you that doing your best is what counts. It should tell you, the voice of reason should step out and tell you, even though you failed, and even though it may not have turned out the way that it like you wanted it to, you were still a success at it because you got up every day and you tried your best. You went to work. You paid your bills. You were consistent in the way that you raised your household. You made sure that even though if you didn't have the ultimate everything, oh, even some families that have it all, their children still refuses to accept the accountability of what the parents actually did. So it's up to you to hold that internal voice within yourself to say, oh no, I'm not going to beat myself up over something that, because you couldn't get ice cream when you were 10 years old. I mean, I'm not going to devour my life and create a traumatic experience because you couldn't date until you were 18 or you couldn't wear makeup until you were 16. There were certain rules. And when you show up with the tools and you understand that at the time you did the best that you could do, when you try to be your best and that's what counts, you can honor the past without having to attack yourself. Because you're not attacking anything. There is nothing to attack. You have made yourself aware. You have made yourself consciously available. You have grown from all of your past mistakes and those that you recognize that you can't even really face. Sometimes you and the God of your understanding will be together working that out. And before you know it, there's a situation that comes again a second time around because just like Saturn returns, there'll always be a second time around. You'll get it right. And this time when you get it right, you'll know for certain that that internal voice of Inner self defeat did not take you out, did not take you down, did not make you feel inferior to the point where you weren't able to be a success. And then you can find yourself being a morality leader. You'll find yourself saying, wow, I can really and truly share my experiences of success because I've redefined success. I've learned how to interrupt the voice of my internal self doubt. And we can never erase this voice. It will always be there. It will always be judging us. It will always be trying to keep us comfortable. But when you interrupt the inner voice of self doubt, it will adhere to what you remember. Like I said, we can't erase it, but we can interrupt it. That voice doesn't disappear overnight. We can start questioning certain things about that voice. Whenever we're in our silent moment, we ask ourselves, is this concept 100% true? Do you remember it being the way that they're saying that it is? And if you don't remember it and you did everything that you needed to do in order to be pure at heart and you did the best that you can do, that right there will never be true. It could never show up as truth. What you can say about it is that I care about what people had to say and I honor what people had to say. But when it all boils down to it, when I put my addition and subtraction and multiplication and division together, 2 plus 2 must make 4. 2 times 2 must equal 4. 4 divided by 2 must equal 2. And, you know, 6 or 4 divided by 4 divided by 1 must be 3. Okay? Or not divided, but 4 minus 1 must be 3. Okay? So we have to say to ourselves, we have to move from an internal dislike of ourselves to a balance. And self-love is the only way. Now, we can fake self-love at first, but it's not going to feel the same. You have to learn how to practice and be more realistic and ask yourself, when someone says, well, I hate myself, you got to ask yourself, are you willing to not destroy yourself, though? Sabotage is everything when you're talking about self-defeating. So when you say to yourself, no, but I hate what I just did, but you know what? I'm going to get stronger. I'm going to get better. Not competitive. I'm not going to be competitive and just prove my point to just be the winner. But genuinely, I'm going to sit back and I'm going to think about authentically, what does this mean to me? Because time again is going to tell it all. That's real progress. Separate your identity from your mistake. Don't sit back and look at the mistake as being that thing that drives you, because hate will drive you. Depression will sink you, but truth will reveal and catapult you. And you will walk the journey at a pace that's equal, that's balanced to how you're going to grow. And then people are going to see the growth and they're just going to be in amazement. People who hate themselves often also say, I'm a failure, instead of saying, I did something that didn't work. I'm not going to beat myself up, but what I am going to do is realize that this is going to help. So you tried your best. You were internally looking to redirect the focus. Maybe you had to walk away from relationships that stagnated your success, a relationship that just wouldn't grow. Be it family, be it friends, be it relationships. Do not beat yourself up over something that is a mindset that is not balanced to the love that you deserve, that helps you grow phenomenally, that pulls the inner healing that is all about you. When you can sit in the silent moments and be okay with yourself, you have succeeded. And as I share my self-help tools as a leader in my own life and an author of a self-help book, I recognize how others can find that perspective of how they haven't arrived. So you don't want to walk away. You don't want to walk away from what you haven't arrived to. You should face it. Let things no longer working in your balance, let it go. If it does not work in your favor, let it go and let the Most High do the work. When you mature, you just do. And remember, time is going to tell everything. We hope you enjoyed today's segment. This is for parents out there who have been there, done that. Don't beat yourself up. You can't go back, replace it. You can't fix it. But what you can do is heal from that moment. And let no one tell you that you have to destroy your life right now and prevent your healing and prevent your growth of success in this moment because you didn't understand what you were doing back then. And if they made it over to this side, to the good side, and they're doing the right thing, they're working every day, they're taking care of their family, they're being responsible, you must have done something right. And with that, we thank you so much. We hope you enjoyed it. And if you did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you didn't, come back at another day and time. Hopefully there'll be something here for you. And with that, we'll see you next time.